Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. We are going to talk about Flubaroo, which is an add-on for Google Sheets and Google Forms. So you're able to share out a Google form with students to create a test or a quiz or some type of an assessment, and then you'll get your responses back from students, and Flubaroo will automatically grade it for you, which is really great because it shows you a lot of data and you're able to see what questions students got correct and what questions they need a little bit of help on, and it can definitely help you look through that data from the formative assessments and try to put students into small groups for additional instruction. So let me show you Flubaroo. Let's go right over here. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. So what I want to show you first is basically how you're going to add this on. This is, if you go to flubaroo.com, this is going to bring you to their homepage. And what you'll want to do is select the Try It Now button. And then when you scroll down, you need to select the add-ons page link next to number 1. Okay, so we're going to select that. And then what you'll see here is you'll see a blue icon that's asking you to actually add it on. Mine is green now because it's already been installed. So again, you're going to go to Flubaroo.com, select Try It Now, go to the add-ons page, and you're going to be looking for this icon. Again, mine is green because I already added it. So it's going to say free here, and you can just click on it and it will install it. And then you're going to go to your Google form. And I just created a quick example of a multiplication quiz that I have for students. They just want to hand it out. Maybe it could be a quiz. It can be a formative assessment that you're giving to some students. It can be all students. This can be a longer summative type of assessment. If you have checked out my video on Google Forms and how to create assessments with Google Forms, you'll become familiar with the different types of assessment tools you have within Google Forms itself, such as different questioning techniques. Right now for this example, I'm just using a regular fill-in, but you can use any one of the other examples: text, paragraph text, multiple choice, checks boxes, and the list goes on and on. So definitely check out that video if you haven't seen that yet. But if you're already familiar with Google Forms, let's take a look at what I did. So I just very quickly put in a student name, and then I just want them to identify the correct answer here. Okay, now I've already done this in advance and I'm ready to send it out to my students. So all I have to do is go to the live form, and I am going to, I can copy this link for students, or I can give them a different kind of link. I can shorten it using another tool, but or I can post it just as a link on a web page, or share it out with them through my Google Classroom. So I actually want to do that. I'm going to link this here, and I'll go to my Google Classroom. And I'm just going to share this out as a link to students. Here's my link. Yes, this is going to be our and I'm going to assign it. Okay, so now that's there for students. All they'd have to do is go to their Google Classroom, click on Google Forms, and they would be able to see a copy and fill it in. So I'm going to fill this in right now as if my name is Lauren, That's my sister's name, so put that in. And I'm just gonna randomly put in some numbers because I wanna show you what happens when students do and don't get things right. Okay, so I'll submit. Now the student has submitted that form. And I actually went through this and had a few students listed here already to add into this spreadsheet or this document. And there you see Lauren's response just came in right before our eyes. So, you know, again, just to review Google Forms, everything is time-stamped. You can see exactly when that form was submitted. You could see here the one that I just put in for Lauren was submitted at 12:05 and 29 seconds. So it's really, really very specific. And I also have a line here that I put in the name as answer key because that's the one that I know I did myself. I could have, you know, put in my name. I could have put in anything, but you just need to fill the form out once yourself, and so that you put in the correct answers so that you can grade all other student responses by that correct answer. And I'll show you how the Flubaroo add-on works with it. So let's say I have all student answers. Once students are completely finished with the test, now I want to go in and grade it. I'm going to look for my Flubaroo add-on in my add-ons tab. So I'm going to select add-ons, go down to Flubaroo, and choose grade assignment. So again, that's add-ons, Flubaroo, and grade assignment. If you don't happen to see that with your something that you already had existing, you may need to just add permission to it because you didn't have Flubaroo installed before you created the assignment or the answer key. Okay, so I'm going to select grade assignment. And now you'll get these really helpful windows that will pop up, these little menus that you just have to kind of walk through. So what we want to do is for each question, and all the questions that I wrote are listed here, we have to figure out what type of question it is and how many points it deserves. So right now you can see this first one, name identifies the student, and it does. It's not going to be part of the grading scheme. It's not going to be any points. So if you could see, this is identified student and this is grayed out. This is not actually collecting a point on that student. But for the second one, we have normal grading selected, what is 3 times 4, but we may want to skip grading that question. Perhaps it's a question that we're testing the validity of the question, or we just want to get a gauge of how students feel about that particular item or that response. You can choose normal grading that will assign a point value, and you can also choose to grade by hand. And these might be some of your longer essay questions, things that may have a free form type of typing because it's going to look for a specific word. So if it's spelled incorrectly or something, I mean, you could do this with spelling tests. You can do this with any type of assessment that you need to implement in your classrooms. So I'm going to choose normal grading. I'm going to give this, everything is going to be 3 points each. Again, normal grading, 3 points. And I'm just going to keep on working down. And then I'll select continue. Okay, now we're here at step 2, which is to select the submission that should be used as an answer key. Remember before I told you that after I completed the form, I went into the live form and filled out my answers as the answer key and labeled it answer key. So all I have to do is select the one that is the answer key. And you could do that ahead of time, or you could do that like if you know that one student after looking at the results had all the right answers, you can choose to skip that step and just use that student as the answer key. But I prefer doing it separately. I think it's a best practice to just put in your answer key yourself. So then I'm going to select continue. And just like that, Flubaroo is grading my assessment. It'll give you tips. I'm going to talk more about those tips later. But the worksheet contains a grade for each submission and a summary of all grades at the top. So here we can see that out of 15 points possible, we have the average number of points, the number of submissions, and the number of low scoring questions. So we have detailed data embedded right into this just by all I did. Again, I'm just going to go back and give you my steps. I created a form, I enabled Flubaroo, I put in my own answers, and then I shared it with my students. This collected their answers automatically, and this also graded it automatically for me. And this would work whether or not it's a numeric-based fill in the blank, if it's a multiple choice type of question, or if it's an actual text-based fill in the blank. You can use this to grade everything. So just looking at here, and if you need a little bit more space, you could always adjust those columns. So again, you have the submission time when everyone submitted their answers. Automatically in red, any of the students that did not meet the percentage of passing is going to be listed in red, and anyone who did pass is going to be in black. So it's very easy to identify the students who are doing well and students who may be struggling. And it's also really helpful because it automatically shades in every other row. So when you have a lot of students that are submitting their responses, it's visually separated by color block so that it's easier for you to see. So it's separating each line by color, and it's also separating the students who passed and the students who did not pass by color. And then it's also showing you what the students' responses were, so you can target in on specific small group instruction for students that need help in certain areas. And it is also going to give you the percentage of students who answered this question correctly. So it's going to answer the same thing for each one, and then overall the number of students who got that question correctly. So this is obviously in orange. That's because it's well below the it's a low scoring question. It's well below the line of passing, and that's something that we definitely need to focus in on. So that's it. It's that quick and easy. Now think about this for just one moment. Whether you're an elementary teacher, middle school teacher, high school teacher, college professor, whatever it may be, if you have an assessment that you need to give to students, think about the time that you've been spending over your career, creating the assessment, making copies of it, passing it out to students, collecting it, trying to figure out who didn't put their name on it, trying to figure out handwriting and all of those other things. And I'm not saying that handwriting is not important and does not need to be addressed and practiced, because it does. I'm just saying that, in education, we have to really use our time wisely. 180 days to educate, really don't have a whole lot of time on our hands. So in ways that we can do simple assessments like this and save ourselves some time, I think we're really fortunate, and I think that should be explored. So think about all the time that you'd save just by collecting everything and having it in here. And then also think about how difficult it is to sort through a stack of 25 papers and remember who got this one wrong at the end of your grading session. You'd have to create your own data sheet separately on the side to be able to see what your low scoring question was, and this is automatically in here for you already. It's just easy to look at, easy to manipulate the data, and easy to really understand what the issues are. This is this area here, emailed grade. This is what if I chose to collect student names, student email addresses, I'm sorry, and to show them, to send them their results automatically. But I'll talk to you a little bit more about that later. So again, here, if we look at our responses, we see our student submissions. So that data remains intact. It does not get manipulated at all. It actually creates a separate tab at the bottom called grading, and that is where you are going to see the grades for students with all of the data included from Flubaroo. And it automatically names the tabs for you too, which is it's just really nice. It just makes things really simple, very easy, and efficient. If there's one thing that this is, it's efficient and easy to use. So I guess that's two things, right? Let's go over to we're going to go back to flubaroo.com because I want you to see the other things that you can learn just from this page. It's going to go through, remember we clicked on one to go to the add-ons page and to add it on, but at this point we've already done that. So here, just to kind of refresh your memory, if after you watch the video, you want to check exactly how to go piece by piece through the directions. Another thing that we can do is we can go into the overview. And this is going to give you step-by-step instructions with a screenshot. So I'm just going to go up to the top. And here it tells you different options that you have. And I'm going to talk to you about these in a moment. But first, it tells you step by step how to create the assignment. Some people are going to really enjoy watching the video and perhaps hearing the explanation or how it's used in the classroom or how you can use it in the classroom. And some people are really comfortable with text-based and picture-based directions that they can refer back to. So I just want you to know that this is here for you to refresh your memory, or in case you prefer this type of direction. Goes step by step how to create the answer key, how to assign it to students, how to grade it, and then it also explains the add-on menu to you as well. And then it shows you how you can review the grades. Highlighted in orange will alert you. Highlighted in red is students who scored less than the passing grade. If you choose to email students, you can go back to the add-on menu, Flubaroo, and then email grades. But remember, this is all done from within your own Google Sheet that you are using to collect responses. This talks a little bit more about emailing students. You can email students their total score, and you can give them metrics of their own tests or assessments. However, one of the questions that you put into your original assessment has to ask students to enter their name, or I'm sorry, not their name, their email address, so that you can email it back to them. Okay, let me go up here as promised. Sorry for scrolling so quickly. But here again, you can choose to create an assignment, answer key, assign it, grade, review the grades, and these quick links will jump you right down to each one of these steps below. So if I selected grade it would go down to the graded section. Okay, what I would like to do though is show you the Help Center. Okay, so there is a user guide which I will have available for teachers in Somerville. But you can also check out frequently asked questions and answers to those questions. But here's the answer. Here are answers to some common questions that I've been asked before when demonstrating use of this tool in the classroom. Is what do I do if I have an assessment that has more than one correct answer? You can have assessments that have more than one correct answer, and it's going to tell you what to do. So if red, green, purple, and yellow are all examples of colors, or you wanted the spelling of colors, you would have to put in the spelling, space, percentage sign, and then the other spelling that would be acceptable. if student submits either answer, Flubaroo will mark it correct, and you can even have more than two correct answers like this. So anytime you have more than one correct answer in your answer key, you would have to put the percentage followed by OR in between each potential correct choice. Let's go back. Numerical ranges. This is definitely possible for you to be able to add in numeric ranges. So you can answer you can answer in your own answer key as anything between 78.5 to 78.54 would be an acceptable answer. So here again, we're using the percentage tool followed by the letters TO. And that would be put in between any answer that you're trying to show would be in that range, in that numeric range. The next option is grading case-sensitive answers. So if you do have case-sensitive answers, correct spelling and capitalization will count. You have to show that capital letters need to be listed like this. So percentage CS will show case sensitive, and then you would put in the correct answer there. So that is going to be really important for many different types of assessments for students. Change the default 70 passing score. You can do that as well. So you can change the options of the entire spreadsheet and to make a different default passing score. Right now it's 70. And then you can check your daily email quota. That's going to let you know how many emails you're allowed to send per day. So our accounts, the limit is 100. So it's going to let you know how many emails you have left to go before it's reset in 24 hours. So that is pretty much it. Actually, our accounts are education accounts, so there's a possibility that we may have up to 1,500 emails per day. I really hope that no one out there has to send quite that many emails a day, because that I think is just a little bit too much for anyone to handle. So I don't think we have to worry about exceeding the quota. But let me just go back again. Flubaroo.com. This is where you're going to select Try It Now. Select the add-ons page, and it will say free here in blue. You want to select install. You want to select free, and then it will change to installed. You also want to check out the Flubaroo Help Center, which is flubaroo.com/HC. That is going to show you the user guide, frequently asked questions, and tips. This is another one that you want to check out too, grade questions by hand. So if you want to assign your own score to those questions. So let me click on that real quickly and show you. This is going to be your option to select grade by hand. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you the opportunity to select the maximum point value for it. And then you have the ability to select the number of points the student received out of the total. So for example, the first student might have received 4.5 out of 6 points, and you can enter that in there, and then it will automatically be calculated for you. Okay, so that is this is the area that you're going to want to go, flubaroo.com/HC. And then again, remember your first step is to install Flubaroo, which I just showed you how to do. Second step is to create your assessment using a Google form. So you go to you're going to go to your drive. You go to New and slide down to More and select Google Forms to create a new Google form. Then from there, you're going to view the live form, send out your link to students so that they can access the assessment. And then what you'll want to do is once you're at the live assessment, because this is a live form, you want to fill in your own answer key, fill it in, submit it, hand it out to students. Students will complete it on their own, and then you are coming back to student submissions, going to add-ons, select Flubaroo, and you want to grade the assignment. In this case, I would be asking to regrade the assignment if that was necessary. So the first time you do it, it's going to say grade assignment. The second time, it's going to say regrade because you've already graded it, obviously. And then you can view reports. There are tips and student feedback options, but those will be talked about in another episode because we are running out of time. Here's also ways that you can get to help and to find out what some of the advanced features are. Going back over to your assessment, once you've selected to grade the assignment, again, it's giving you your summary, total possible points, average points scored, the number of submissions, and low scoring submissions. Remember, everything will be time stamped. So exactly when the student completed it, that's when it will show up here. You're also going to receive any student that has lower than a passing grade. Their name is going to be listed in red along with their scores. Each student is also going to be separated by a shaded row so that it's visibly easier for you to see and keep track of student responses. And then it's going to show you the percentage of correct responses for each and indicating the one that is a non-passing or low scoring response, so you know how to target in your small group differentiated instruction and really pinpoint those areas that students need help in the most, and also identify the students that have a firm grasp on the content and can move on to an exploratory or enrichment type of activity. So that is all I have for today on Flubaroo. And Flubaroo, I don't know, you can tweet me if there's the proper pronunciation. I kind of seem to say it both ways. However you say it, it is helpful, it is fast, it is easy, it saves time and money and resources on copier and toner, and your time collecting and handing out, and as I said before, trying to figure out what which student left their name off their paper and things like that. So that is what I wanted to share with you today, just so that you can get familiar with it. I encourage you to use this in any way that you can throughout the year to give you the ability to easily record all of student information and grade it very quickly, and then also be able to sort through the data quickly so that you can use it best in the classroom. So thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again next time. Have a great day.